Everyone. How are you all doing? Right, it's Sunday, and as you all know now, Sunday things, lots of gossip, a new week. Uh, so, so many things comes to mind. So many things comes in place. It's a new week, and in fact, I have a lot of gossips. A lot of things have happened. A lot of gossips have happened. A lot of trending news and details as well. But in as much I'm going to give you all of these trending gists, that's amebo or gossips that is happening or that is going on. I'm also going to get to meet a lot of you, um, play around, have some fun. You understand? So how have you been? How are you all? And how is it? How is it with you? Okay. So practically there are quite a number of gists and updates on my decks, but I'm just going to talk about a few ones. Then majorly have some conversations as regards trending issues, trending topics, and so on. It's beautiful. Two of Nigerian universities, after a long time, they found their way into the global top 1,000 best universities in the latest ranking. And get now, what do you think? What do you think? Two of Nigerian universities. Can you guess who these universities are? And what position? Because I can tell you practically that these universities have found their way well into the top 1,000. But hold on, let me check. For let me check because I know that let me check. I would have loved to know what 1,000. Okay, who claimed its position as Nigerian best university. Okay, ahead of UNILAG, Bayero University, Kano, Corona University. Okay, ahead of UNILAG. Okay, okay. But funny enough, the thing was, I'm contemplating that maybe this report, but the thing usually they always give us their position, right? But they didn't mention. Okay, hold on, I'm coming. They didn't mention their position. They always before now they always state out their position. Okay, as for Nigerians, they made 1,200 compared to three this year. Uh, okay, so UNILAG is second best university in Nigeria presently. Then UI has reclaimed its number one position beating Bayano. So, well, it's great. And both institutions, both University of Lagos and University of Ibadan, both institutions have reclaimed them, have found their way into the top 1,000. I can tell you their position. Though they did not state it in the report, but I can tell you their position. I can tell you that. Well, I can tell you their position, but let's respect the country. So again, but I can tell you the position of UNILAG and UI. From the previous reports I've seen and and their previous ranking that I have seen the numbers, but I'm surprised that they didn't state out their position this time around. Maybe, maybe for political reasons, right? Well. So, like they always say, uphold your country. Hey, voila. Now, well, that's my first gist today. They said, according to a report, trending report, they said UI, that's popularly known as University of Ibadan, and University of Lagos, popularly known as UNILAG, break into what global top 1,000, not even 100, 1,000 best universities in the latest ranking. So, but funny enough, I went to the report and they said this on global stage. Oh, this thing I'm telling you is on global stage. It's not local. I'm talking about the worldwide. I'm talking about the global stage, right? So let me run through the report for everyone out there. As they said, the University of Ibadan and the University of Lagos we are ranked among the top 1,000 universities worldwide in the 2026 2026 Times Higher Education Ranking. So in the recent one, right, University of Ibadan and UNILAG have found their way into the list, but fortunately enough, it's tough. Fortunately enough, well, it's top 1,000. Well, whatever you have to be, it's something to reckon with, and with time, probably Nigerian universities will break into top 100, top 10. It's short time. Everything is good. Now, UI will claim this position as Nigerian's best university. So presently, Nigerian best university is what? University of Ibadan, right? Ahead of Unilag, right? Ahead of what? Bayero University and ahead of what? Covenant University. So, and a certain professor is stating that this recent ranking, right, marked a notable improvement for Nigerian universities on the global stage. Would you say so? Well, because they've not been there. They were not there the last ranking. So now that they broke into the top 1,000, I feel to some certain extent, I feel to some certain extent, at least it's a notable achievement. Though they didn't state out their position, but I can tell you practically their position, both of them, right? So also, so now let's continue, right? Now the University of Ibadan and the University of Lagos have ranked among 1,000. Okay, now the achievement marked a major milestone for Nigerians higher education sector, which saw only Covenant University make the elite list in 2025. Because I said it, I knew that the last report there was no federal university, there was no state university. I said it because that's why there is so much noise that it's a notable uh, improvement for Nigerian universities. The last one I told you, both of them. I read through the last one. It was just all fun. I was just laughing. It's a terrible thing for us. So now the achievement marked a major milestone for Nigeria higher education sector, which saw only Convener University make the elite list in 2025. So last year, only Convener University. There was no Unilag, there was no. So now the report is saying UI and Unilag replaces what Convener University. That means Convener University is presently not in top 1,000 on global ranking. Top, yes, top 1,000. That means Convener University is not there. So now, if you now look at the Nigerian education sector, we have so many private universities with so much resources being paid by probably parents and students. What do you think? So, Convenant University didn't make it this year. Hopefully, they make it next year. Then let's continue with the report. UI in like secure sports. Okay. He said UI and UNILAG achieved an overall score range between 35.5 and 38.9, positioning them among world best performers. Presently, I'm not for last year, I think presently. Best performance, that but it's a best performance in teaching. um So they said UNILAG lecturers are also good. They are teaching research. That's a good one. And innovation. So that means there's a revolution, there's a change, evolution, and for these two federal universities, and it's a good one. That means other federal institutions can follow suit. They should also follow suit. They follow the same trend as well. We need more Nigerian universities in global ranking, right? And aside that, you don't only need more Nigerian universities. We need them to secure good sports whereby we'll be proud we'll be, we'll be proud to mention online. We'll be proud to say the position online. So they don't give a report without stating the position. Do you understand? So, well, it's like I said, it's a good thing and it's a plus for federal universities. Um, okay, so now let's continue. There is an improvement over 2025 league tables where only one Nigerian university, Covenant University, that's last year, was ranked among top 1,000 and the best in Nigeria. That was last year. Now, let's continue. The people that usually rank this university is Times Higher Education, ranking assessed 2,191 institutions from 115 countries using 18 performance indicators across 5 key areas: teaching, research environment, research quality, industry, and international outlook. So these are the criteria they come about this university ranking. These are the criteria: teaching, research environment, research quality, industry, and international outlook. Now let's continue. Now this same 2026 ranking placed Oxford University in first position. So presently the best university in the whole of the world, in the whole wide world, presently on global stage is what? Is Oxford University. Oxford University is first position, followed by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Princeton University, and the University of what? Cambridge. Same as Harvard University and what? Stanford University. Now, let's shall we? Interestingly, Harvard, that had maintained a consistent lead in the early years of the ranking, slipped to fifth position. You see? So you can see they said Harvard that is always number one on the ranking. So if you, what does it tell you? It tells you probably they must have relaxed, or they need to still work more so that they can retain for so many years, consistent lead for early years. Yeah. So, but have slipped to fifth position and yielded to Oxford that retains number one spot for the 10th consecutive year. So that means for the straight 10 years, Oxford University has been number one. Straight 10 years. Okay, okay. So which is actually that's beautiful. And two Nigerian universities were ranked among the top 1,000. So that means before, let us say 10 years consistently, that means Oxford University has been number one since 2015. Ah, that's a good one. 2015, they've been 10 years consecutively. That means since 2015, they've been number one. So probably maybe before then, Harvard used to be number one. Hmm. The question is, what happened to Harvard? That's a big question. What happened to Harvard? What happened? They've slipped, right? They are presently in position, they are the fifth, right? They've dropped, and that's the question. The question is, what happens to Harvard? So, like I said, well, that's the first gossip, right? And let's just draw a shout out to our own Nigerian universities, University of Lagos, University of UI, amazing institutions. So you get, at least they've made Nigeria proud. At least they found their way into the top 1,000. Hopefully, we want to see, yeah, we want to see Conventional University fall back into that list too. I know by probably by the next ranking, they should be there. They should be there. They get, that one is certain. I know. Then we want more universities. We want more Nigerian universities to be there. And also, not only for them to be there, they should be among the top 100 so that when like now I can't see the position. They didn't even put the position in the report. They don't put the position in the report, in this present report, but they usually do. So you will just be wondering, what we should be proud. I should be proud to say, oh, your Unilag is in top 25, top 50, top 100. And so it's same thing. So we need more Nigerian universities in this list. So let me before I move on to the next gist, that to the next the next gossip, right? I would like to talk about the key areas for a lot of Nigerian institutions, right? If you yes, I want to encourage them to step up their game so that they can get into what the global ranking. So first things is teaching. These are the five key areas: teaching, research environment, research quality, industry, and international outlook. Right? What are they saying about the institution outside? International outlook. Do you understand? So that's one of today's what trending gossip. But I would have appreciated if they mentioned the position. You know, like this came, but let's continue. Let's continue. We won't just expose we won't expose the country outside. So the country is in fact the country is in a mess, but we're just going to act as if everything is fine, right? Next to the next gist, right? Nail fund. That's the next gist. Nail fund. Nail fund to close student loan portal announces what new timeline for 2025, 2026 application. Now that's the next gist, the next that is trending at the moment. But like I said, I'm going to talk about that and I'm going to give you all the details. I'm just going to give you all the details and that will be it, right? Let me go straight to nail phone. Let me run straight to nail phone. Nail phone, yes, 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 yes. Yes. Nail phone to close. Where now? I'm coming now. Oh, somebody sleeping. Okay, wait a minute, please. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. Now, they said nail phone. The first thing is nail phone means Nigerian Education Loan Fund. Nigerian Education Loan Fund. That's NELFund, right? To close student loan portal, announces new timeline for 2025-2026 application. Now, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NELFund) has announced the closure of its 2025 for 2025 student loan application portal effective September 30th. So by September 30th, right? Then institutions have been urged to verify student record promptly with unverified application facing automatic cancellation after October 8th. Meanwhile, the portal for the 2025-2026 academic cycle is set to reopen in October, offering fresh opportunities for interest-free student loan for interest-free what student loan. Now, further details. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NELFund) has confirmed that its application portal for the 2024-2025 academic session will officially close on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Right? So by Tuesday, I think that is gone already. Now there are so many. Yeah, well, eh, yeah. In as much as you want to look at the positives of the NEL Fund program, right? You want to look at the positives of the NEL Fund program. What about hmm, flags raising, rising? Okay, flags rising to show fees. Okay, now in a working country, pardon me, in a working country, would there be a need for a for a NEL Fund in a working country, in a country whereby everything is working, the economy is working, the government is doing the right thing. Between me and you, will there be a need for a NEL Fund? When you have a failing economy and a failing government, programs like this are put in place. So yes, you say it has helped people, it has, but in a working country whereby the economy is working well, the government is doing what is right, will there be a need for a NEL Fund? That's a question. There's so many questions that I always want to ask. But in the long run, it links into politics. And I've always tried to ensure that the platform we don't bring in politics into education. Because that's one area that Nigerians are I don't want to disrupt what we are doing. But honestly, if you have a working government, there will be no need for nail fund. Mhm. Yeah, there's a working government, prices are regulated, the economy is sweet, nobody will go for it. But when there's the absence of a working government, the absence of you have a failed government in place presently, because before now there was no nail fund. I know they will give you excuses like it has helped it has helped some people, right? True, it has helped some people, but in a working country, in a very good country, right, where the government's head is working, they know what they are doing, right? There will be no need for student loans in the first place. Do you understand? So that's my opinion. You can have a different view about it, but in as much as you want to dance around it still boils down to a working government. Because if everywhere is soft, money is circulating, right, and the prices are being regulated. Do you understand? I don't see any reason why any right thinking parent will not be able to pay school fees. Do you understand? Unless if you look at it, unless if there are circumstances, very strong circumstances, or if there's a working government in place, right? There's a working government in place, then trust me, there will be no need for what now for. So So that's just it, right? Well, as we speak about it, it's as we speak, right? It's like I said, that's positive, and that is positive, and it's negative, right? But I remain very vivid about it that if there is a working government, then there will be no need for student loan. You can take me anywhere. You can argue about it. You can talk about it. But if there is a working government, there will be no need for student loans, right? And even before now, there was no NEL fund. There was nothing like student loans in Nigeria. But these are prominent signs of failure on the part of the government. To me, it's not an initiative. I know they will point it at everything in Nigeria practically is political points and political gains. But trust me, NEL fund, to speak about the reality of things, is not an initiative. Yes, it has helped, but if the government is working, there will be no need for student loans. In the first place, there will be no need for student loans. Do you get it? But you can go ahead and apply and check it out. But they will say it's for the common man, for the masses. But we know, all of us, we know, in our own mind, we know it's just for political points, and in his next coming election now, he's going to visit us, Snell Fund. But we all know, we know. So that's the way you can go on and check out. That's some of the trending popular gossips that is happening right now on the top blog. Nelfund to close student loan portal announces timeline for 2025-2026 applications. So all the best as you apply, and all the best in your student ambitions. Now, next, what's trending? That's the next trending gist. That's what is happening. Cho cho cho. Like I said, my own is just simple. It's just to give you the cho 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 of what is out going on, of what is happening, right? So next on my list is ASU. ASU reacts as Tinubu's government move to avert strike action. So that's the next trending on my decks right now. He said ASU. Okay, now let me give you. I'll give you that details, and I'll just react to it. I might not be correct, but you might beg to differ, which is absolutely, you can do that in the comment section, which is actually great. You might have a different opinion, but this is just how I perceive things, and practically I'm a very blunt person, so that's just the way I perceive these things. So you might have a different view, or you might see it in a different light. You can share that as well in the comment section, right? And so then let's move on to the next trending gist. It said ASU reacts as Tinubu's government moves to avert strike action. Okay, no. Let me click on that story, and I'll get to give you all the details about what that entails. Okay, now let's get into it. Now, the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) has faulted the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government's last-minute intervention. ASU President, that's Professor Chris Piwuna, said Tinubu's government's last-minute appeal to suspend the warning is too late. Okay, so now now let me recap, right? ASU means Academic Staff Union of University. That's a body, like a union body controlling the activities of federal universities, right? Federal universities, I think. I think some state universities as well, not all state universities. I think some state universities as well, and not all states, but I think some state universities are still under ASU too. So it also react that Tinubu's government moves to avert what strike action. Now, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, that's ASU, has faulted what the president, that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led federal government's last minute intervention. ASU president, that's Professor Chris Piwona, said Tinubu's government's last minute appeal to suspend his warning is too late. Piwona recalled that ASU gave Tinubu's government 3 weeks. It's just typical. It's typical of Nigeria. Say the Nigerians and last minute preparation. Do you understand? So well, it's just would I say it's not the Nigerian thing, but it's just at least what would we understand well. We wanna recall that ASU has given Tinubu's government 3 weeks to address its grievances, and it did nothing about it. Now, now let's continue. Let's just check out that details. Now, the Academic Staff Union of University that has said the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu led federal government last minute intervention came too late to suspend the strike. Okay, said accused the Tinubu's government of failing to act promptly on the union's long-standing demands. All right. Now, Piwona stated this on Thursday. That Piwona is ASU's president. Thursday, October 9th, 2025. While he was speaking on Channels Television's Morning Proof, right? Uh, the problem is we have with this government and the Ministry of Education is that we are slow in responding to our demands. Okay, so the ASU president is accusing Tinubu's federal government of being slow in responding to their demands. The ASU chairman said the union received no communication during the 3 weeks notice they gave to address its grievances after a previous meeting in Sokoto. So that means their last meeting was in Sokoto, and ASU has given them 3 weeks notice, but nothing has been done. Bruna said Tinubu's government only reached out to them to suspend the industrial action 2 working days before the proposed strike. So that means in a whole of 3 weeks, there was no negotiation. Tinubu's government reached out to them 2 weeks. Now let's continue with that. Report. Yesterday, they appealed to us not to embark on action. Our 2009 agreement. 2009 is not. I think who's in power? 2009. 2015, well, 2025, 2017. Okay. I think that should be that should be wait, 2025, right? This one has used how many years? Okay, our next election is 2027, right? 2023, Tinubu minus 8 years. 2015, that's Buhari. 2009 should be minus doing it should be I don't want to mention any party. It should be doing the other the previous party. I don't want to involve any party. I don't want to talk about I don't want to call any party. All of them. I don't want to talk about any party. Right? I don't want to mention any party's name. Do you understand? But their agreement was in 2009, which is still being renegotiated after 8 years, remains undone. We have not concluded on it, and 2 working days before a strike action will come to appeal with us. I think the appeal has come too late. The ASU president insisted that the union would proceed with the planned industrial action at the expiration of its ultimatum on Sunday, unless the government takes urgent steps to address its demands. Okay, so I think ASU strike or the grace period ends today, right? It ends today, right? Now, furthermore, ASU begins mobilization for nationwide strike. Now, before now, ASU's leadership has started mobilizing its members. I think they did one. It was just like a warning strike or a pop-up. It didn't last for a while. Well, so I started mobilizing the members across universities in the country to join the industrial action. The union maintained that the latest development was due to the silence of the federal government on the notice on the notice it issued to all relevant authorities, including the what? The Minister of Labour and Employment. That's Maigari Dangidi. Well, Mr. Mangari Dingiyadi. Beg your so sorry, but that's what I can see there, right? Now, on Monday, September 29, the university lecturers announced the plan to shut down public universities across the country in pressing home their demands. Right? So that's just the present update. So I think ASU's deadline to federal government ends today. So hopefully we should if Tinubu's government, Tinubu's government is, how would I put it? That's if they don't get a court injunction on Monday. Well, if they don't get, so what I the next gist is FG's reply. FG has given them a feedback. That will be the next update or the next gossip. Right? So, but ASU is accusing federal government of acting slow. Do you understand? How can they issue you a warning strike, like, or how can they give you a notice for 3 weeks and you are responding just 2 days before um before the action, right? Yeah, responding just 2 days before the action. So you can just understand the level of, so you can just give, in fact, in this present government, I can tell you that if there is any word like, which can I use the word see finish, they've they've seen, and this present Nigerian government have seen Nigerians complete finish. Everything has happened in this government and nothing. So that's how a sitting minister was telling was telling a journalist on live TV that it's too small. It's too small, but during election it will not be small to go and press votes. Well, it's Nigeria. Well, it's Nigeria. And funny enough, when that report came out or that video came out, you still find some funny people in the comment section still arguing that the journalist shouldn't have asked that question that way. And what's the question? Question for what? Accountability. Simple question. Account. You're a um, public office holder. It shouldn't be a big deal for you to account. But it's part of the, you can say I just read a report right now. A gossip that ASU since 3 weeks are sent and they are reporting 2 weeks, 2 days before the before the before the expiration of the notice. And if you talk, they will say you don't know how government works. Those are the common comments I've seen. Because when you try to criticize or you get to talk, they will say you don't know how government works. And funny enough, this government that they are claiming they don't know how it works, they've not been in power for a while. Some other party have ruled and all of these things. we didn't witness it. All of these funny things happening now. Very, very funny. I find it very funny. Very funny. Simple question. Um, just accountability question. And you don't, well, it's Nigeria. We'll move on to the last gossip, right? Because there's one more gossip, one more trending gist, right? So, in as much as we look at um, what is it called? ASU's story, we look at FG's response. Because FG, it is something with this present government, the Tinubu's government is they are good with the press just to cover up their image. They will cook up one. There's always one story, but I will definitely they will reply that soon, and we'll look at um what FG breaks silence as ASU begins move for nationwide strike. So FG is insisting that children must remain in school, but let me read through that and, yes, FG breaks silence as okay. 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 Yeah. Now, FG breaks silence as ASU prepares for nationwide strike. But FG, that's the Minister for Education, is insisting that children must remain in school. That's remain on campus. The federal government took major steps to prevent a looming strike, a looming what? Nationwide strike by university lecturers. Dr. Tunji Alausa announced new measures and funding commitments to address long-standing issues in tertiary institutions. A unified negotiation framework was created to handle talks with all education unions under one platform. Okay. The federal government has announced the information of an expanded negotiation network committee aimed at fast-tracking discussions with all unions in Nigerian tertiary institutions to prevent a nationwide strike by ASU. This is coming after ASU's leadership announced that it had started mobilizing its members across universities in the country to join the industrial action. So now, remember in our last trending gossip, I was telling you that the federal government of Nigeria has taken its citizens. I'm not talking about anyone. This one, this particular government, they've they've relaxed and they've waited, right? If they've seen us finish, like it's still finished presently. So assuming ASU did not start mobilizing its members across universities in the country to join the industrial actions, probably they wouldn't have asked. But let's just read into their own report. Let's check their own report. The minister disclosed this in a statement, right? The statement revealed that the Minister of Education, that Dr. Tunji Alausa, made the announcement during a meeting of the technical working group in Abuja. Alausa, Nigerian students must remain in school. He explained that the move followed followed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive that Nigerian students must remain in school, while all outstanding disputes with university unions are addressed through dialogue. So did you see it? So that's just the difference between the present government or this present party and the past party in power. Those are just the two differences. Do you understand? Now, this man is insisting that children must remain in school while negotiations are ongoing. Do you get it? Now, let's continue. FG outlines 200 billion, right, intervention for universities. Dr. Alausa highlighted that the government has already committed 200 billion to revitalizing the tertiary education sector, including 50 billion released for earned academic allowances and 150 billion allocated in the 2025 project for university revitalization projects. The earned academic allowance has been paid. That means the president released 50 billion months ago. Even the needs assessment that tertiary institutions have been fighting for almost 15 years. The president put 150 billion into 2025 budget. That's according to their own report. Now, he promised that it will be released in three trenches. So that means the 150 billion that they're talking about will be released in three tranches. He promised that it will be released in three tranches, 50 billion each. The first tranche is already waiting. Okay. The minister describes these actions as a reflection of the Tinubu's administration's sincerity and readiness to meet its obligation to the what education sector. Also, a unified platform for all what tertiary what institutions negotiation. Now, Dr. Alausa now further revealed that the federal government has collapsed all separate negotiation platforms into a single coordinated structure known as what Mahmood Yahya Ahmed Federal Government Tertiary Institution Expanded Negotiation Committee. In the past, we had three committees including silos, one for universities. Okay, okay. So now, okay, so what some of the new initiatives according to them, it might not be true, but I so much don't trust reports, especially in this present Tinubu's government. I don't trust reports, right? But let's just say that before now, there used to be different committees, ASU, one for polytechnic, one for KWASU for colleges of education. What's the one for ASUP? ASUP, yes. ASUP is the one for polytechnic. ASU is the one for universities, right? So some of the initiative or some of the new steps they've taken is that they've collapsed everything into a single structure, and they've given it a name. They called it Mahmood Yahya Ahmed Federal Government Tertiary Institution Expanded Negotiation Committee. That means all of this, whatever needs they need, this negotiation committee handles it, tidy tidies up to whatever needs they've raised. Now, according to him, the technical working group is finalizing the government counter offer, right, to ASU, which will be transmitted to the expanded committee by the end of today or tomorrow. The minister is appealing for patience and dialogue. The minister appealed to ASU and other tertiary education unions to maintain peace, patience and continued dialogue, stressing that the government is committed to finding what a lasting solution. Don't use strike as your first resort, according to this government. But this present government encouraged strike in the previous administration. But let's leave that. That's politics. It's not education. Let's focus on what's on the trending gist. We know you have been patient, but there are issues that built up. Okay, these are issues that built up over decades. The president believes fervently and benevolently in education and has given us the political will to resolve the problem once and for all. Alausa added, and also he pleaded. He added that the government approach prioritizes sustainability, fiscal discipline, while recognizing the sacrifice made by lecturers and non-academic staff. So now, to final up, Dr. Alausa listed several achievements under the current administration, including the resolution of promotion, arrears, I beg your pardon, implementation of the 25-25 wage award, payment of teaching and responsibility allowances. Now, it further reported that by next year in 2026, all arrears will be paid. We have shown over the last 24 months since this administration took over that we are determined to resolve the crisis holistically. The Abuja meeting was attended by representatives from the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, the Budget Office, the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, along with senior directors from the Ministry of Education. So, so that's all of it, right? Now, before we wrap up um, on our last gist, right? ASUU issues strike ultimatum, right? So why ASUU is as how will I put it? Is insisting on going on a strike. The federal government also is appealing. Right? So, like I said, Nigeria is a place for it's a comedy, right? It's a don't let me say it's a why? So, but I'm trying to manage my words so I don't say things that are funny, right? But I think that's all our gist and updates. That's the trending gist and amebo cho that has happened presently, right? So what do you think, right? It's going to be a new week. I wish you all the very best. Remember, um, all right, as you can leave us your comments, leave us with your thoughts, right? And also to everyone out there that are actually been supporting us, right? Showing us love, watching our content, right? Watching our content, being part of it. Also, ensure you share it because that's how we want to keep expanding, right? And if you feel probably one of these latest gist or the trending number, I didn't put it well, or probably I didn't say it the way it is, or you have a different opinion, or you want to counter what I've said, or you want to put it in the proper way. Like I said, or like I'm saying, it's a democratic world. No one knows it all. So you can feel free to drop your thoughts, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and feel free to oppose. It's a democratic society, right? Presently, democracy rules, so no one's opinion is superior, right? So, but everything that has been said today about the latest gist and the latest what is it called trending gist, trending updates, and amebo. Whatever I've said in this live record shall not be used against me directly or indirectly, right? It's just opinions of mine and it should be what respected, right? So I want to say thank you so much and wishing every one of you a fantastic weekend, a fantastic week ahead, right? So probably in the comment section you can just leave um you can just outline give us a list of what of your activities this week, what you expect, your expectations for the week, um, probably your expectations. Just leave that in the comment section. And as you all know, probably I'll look into it. I wish you the very best, right? I wish you the very best going into this week. So I remain your host, Best Educator, and remember, our live sessions has been progressing, right? And our content also have been progressing, right? So um, remember, share today's content, and remember, I love you, and Again, I ask you to close today's content. Life is best. In whatever situation you pass through, in whatever situation, always ensure you choose life. When it's good, you choose life. When it's going the other way, you still choose life. If it's going bad, you choose life. If it's going worse, choose life. Right? Do not contemplate suicide. Do not ever think um, of um, of um, doing something negative, because in a blink of an eye, a whole situation can change. So when you're thinking of contemplating to commit suicide, or you're tired of a situation, or you think you cannot cope with a situation and you want to harm yourself, you want to injure yourself, always remember that based on educator, I keep announcing it in all my live session that you should choose life, right? So I don't know what you're going through, but honestly, you see, everyone has things that we all go through. But how have you been able to manage the situation? And if you cannot manage the situation, protect yourself. Don't ever sit for one and think and say, I am tired. I want to I want to end it all. Don't ever. Whenever you feel you are tired and want to end it all, slide into my DM. Just say hello. I'll be glad. I will help you. There's nothing you are going through that you will be going through that you want you taking your life. I don't want to know. I don't me personally, I don't want to know. You get, so I'm passing a message across to someone out there that will probably watch this video or watch this live session or presently watching this live session. Right? You're presently watching this live session. You're a fan, and or you follow or you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, or you follow us on one book, and the only thing that comes to your mind when you have difficulty, you want to kill yourself, you are down, you feel you want to end it all so that you can have peace. Trust me, you are not going to seek peace. Even if you end it all, even if you go and jump inside a into a river, you are not going to still have peace. Till you have peace eternally, that means you've left earth, but you still not have peace. Why don't you just relax? Every problem is temporary. There's no permanent problem. I don't know. Since I've been growing up, I've never had a permanent problem. It's just for a while. Problems and time, they are like this. Problems and time, they are like the five and six. After a while, the problem disappears. So again, I will encourage everyone, don't ever contemplate suicide, no matter the situation, no matter what you are going through. No matter, I don't even want to know what you are going through, but no matter what you are going through, there are people, if you are going through your own problem is A, there are people going through worse problems than you are passing through. So there is no excuse why you should end it all. Am I speaking to somebody? There's no excuse you should end it all. There's no, I don't even want to know. There's no excuse that is worthy of you taking your own life. So I keep announcing this. I said it the other day, right? I said it. I keep saying it. There is not, so if you are my friend, there's no. I don't want to know what you are passing through. There's somebody out there that is facing worse of what you are passing through. So suicide, depression, all of those things, killing yourself should be the, you should not even think, it should not come to your mind. Be a problem solver. You're going through a problem. Think of solutions. If you cannot think of solution, go and sleep. No matter what you are going through, once you sleep and you wake up, if you are thinking of you want to end it all, just find somewhere to sleep. That's the best way to end it all. Just sleep. By the time you wake up refreshed, you think of something. There's an idea that will come into your head, or there's something you think about that will help you solve that problem. Rather than being in the heat of the moment and you are thinking of killing yourself Are you listening to me? So, so my to my followers, to everyone that if this video will come across, if it's not now or later in the future, ensure I must not hear that. I mean personally, I'll come and flog you. And you're a weak person. It's only a weak person takes his or her own life. It's only a weak person. You're only weak. So please don't ever sit down and think of a solution. There's always a solution. There's nothing new under the sun. There's always a solution to every problem. And you're not the first go passing through that particular problem. Hmm? So I wish you a great week, and remember, I'm best educator. If you love today's content, share, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Wombo channel, show us some love, like, share, then also leave us your thoughts. And if you want to reach out to Best Educator, reach out to my management team +234 90 867 89651. All right, see you in the next one. Bye bye.